Welcome to Common Cocktails. Today what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to make a painkiller. And that painkiller that you're going to build is going to cost you at home when you buy all the ingredients per cocktail. It's $2.30. So here's the thing about making a painkiller at home versus going out to the bar. I did some research and I'm in the New England area, so the New England is basically synonymous with Boston. So in Boston, if you went out for a night of cocktails and you hit Tiki Rock in Boston, I think it's on Broad Street, you can order on their menu, saw it online, you can order on their menu a painkiller, and it's going to cost you $17. So wait, what are you getting for your $17? You're going to be getting 2 ounces, if they follow the recipe correctly, and this is a trademarked recipe, so a Pusser's painkiller requires Pusser's rum. If they're following the recipe, trademark is really just for the brand being used, but if they're following the recipe, it's 2 ounces of Pusser's rum, 4 ounces of pineapple juice, 1 ounce of orange juice, and either Coco Lopez or some sort of coconut cream. This is what we used for a video called the Pina Colada, so I'm going to use it again. It's Coco Real. This actually was inspired by said comment from user, hold on, I'm 47 or 48, I think I'm 48, Deca441, 13 days ago. Pass on Pina Colada and I'll take a painkiller. So that's what we're going to do. So this is a shaken cocktail. You can go to awesomedrinks.com. That's my store. You can get yourself a shaker kit or a bartender starter kit, which will also be a link at the end of the video. If you're on YouTube, it's also in the comments. If you care, in the description, you can support me. This is a little higher end, but you don't need to spend this much money. For under $40, you should be able to get a bartender starter kit with all the stuff you're going to really need. And that's going to be enough to make a painkiller because it's a shake and strain drink. Oh, I need a strainer. Oh, I got a strainer. Woo! All right, here we go. Let's pour our ingredients in order of priority first. And priority being the cheapest and or ones you can screw up. So I'm going to go with 4 ounces of pineapple juice. And as I do this, I'll break down the prices so you can see how I came up with the $2.30. Let's build it in the bottom of the tin. In our jigger, we're going to do 4 ounces. 2. 4. So there you go. You get your 4 ounces of pineapple juice. It's the biggest ingredient in the drink. Pineapple juice. If you buy like a 64, I am pointing like you can see it. If you buy a 64, 46, a 46 ounce can, it's going to cost you about $3.49. Break that down by the numbers because we're going to use 4 ounces. It's 8 cents an ounce. It's going to come out to about 32 cents. So we get our 32 cents. We're going to do 21 cents worth of cream of coconut. I'm going to do this next because it's going to make the jigger kind of dirty. Same price as the pineapple juice. There you go. If you make the Pina Colada that we already did on this channel, it'll be in the playlist. It'll be in a link. It'll be someplace down in the description. If you made that, you've already got yourself a bottle of this. So that kind of makes it free for this drink, right? No, it doesn't. But it's going to account for something. It makes it easier for you if you don't have to go out and buy it all up front. 1 ounce of orange juice. I used off-the-shelf bottled orange juice. This is actually pretty good if you just squeeze your own. And since you only need an ounce on a drink, it's reasonable to be able to squeeze fresh orange juice. But if not, in a pinch, you want to save some money, get yourself some pre-canned orange juice and call it good. That's going to cost you $3.99. So it's about 8 cents a drink because you only need an ounce. Oh, so close. Also, I didn't factor this into the price. You could do that if you want. I don't know how much. We're going to grate some nutmeg on top. It's like basically it comes out to $2.79 for like for a pre-grated nutmeg. I like to grate my own, so whatever. It's a couple bucks. You can have these things forever, and I have. Last but not least, this bottle on TotalWine.com at Pusser's Rum was $20.99 for a 750 milliliter bottle. We're gonna do 2 ounces. Yeah, I'm gonna use this just to get some more of my coconut out of here. And so for a 2 ounce pour of Pusser's at $20.99, it works out to about $1.68 a drink. I don't know about your math, but even rounding up sure seems cheaper than $17 a cocktail. Add some ice. We're going to aggressively shake this because of the cream of cocoa. That's going to be sticky and it's going to want to just cling to the edges. I'm going to just like hammer this thing and like shake it probably a good 20 seconds or until I feel like I'm tired or done. Put the Boss's shaker on, give it a light tap. That's all you need. You're like, oh, I'm worried it's gonna break. Just roll it back and forth until you feel it get cold. That's gonna cause both the metal to change its shape and for a vacuum effect to happen because cold air and hot air produce vacuum. Who knew? Scientists know. Now you can shake that up with confidence. Let's go. I'm gonna go 20 seconds. And for a pro tip, for those that are making these cocktails with friends or you have your own home bar, the big side should be pointed towards the enemy, not this side, because if it breaks for whatever reason, you didn't do those things I did in the beginning, it's gonna make a mess of your guest. If you go this way, it's gonna make a mess of you, which is, I guess, the least rude thing to do. You'll look stupid, but it'll be worth talking about for weeks, maybe years. Light tap. She's open. And you're gonna know it's good if you've got like a milky orange color. Get yourself a low ball glass, rocks glass, whatever glass you have if you want to. Couple cubes, rocks, whatever you want to call them. We're gonna strain this out. And if you'd like, you can integrate the nutmeg and then top it a little bit. Almost looks like an egg white cocktail or a whole egg cocktail, a flip. But I don't know. I'm not a big fan of like the little pieces of nutmeg floating throughout the whole drink. I don't know why. I feel like it's almost like like you're almost eating paper. It's like mint pieces sometimes. They get stuck in your teeth and it's weird. A painkiller, if you order it or you serve it to somebody, one of the beauties is the enticing nutmeg aroma you get off the top of this little tiki beverage. This is supposed to be liberal. Republicans make it too. And I like to add a little around the edges. Not only because you really don't have a choice with this thing, but it does look cool. It just makes a mess. And this drink historically goes down, I can't remember the year, but the Soggy Dollar Bar, is it the Virgin Islands? Someplace out there on one of the islands is where this drink was said to have been created. It is a trademark recipe, which is definitely strange. The Dark and Stormy is another one. I don't know of any other ones besides the Pusser Painkiller and the Dark and Stormy. If you're like, but Derek, I don't have this, don't have access to this, I would say use whatever rum and just call it a painkiller, and don't sell it at a bar because that could be a problem. Right away, you get nutmeg smell, and that's about it. Let's take a sip. Now, what makes this different than a pina colada, that integration of the orange juice, that little 1 ounce of citrus does make a pretty big difference. It gives it that orange taste, a little bit, I guess, a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of acid, which is nice because oranges are acidic. So when you're looking at a pina colada, you're like, well, it's got pineapples, which they are acidic, but you're adding a little bit more acid to this. And again, it doesn't necessarily make this drink fully balanced in a way, but it tends to work out. I think the reason is usually with Pusser's rum, this is Navy strength rum, so you're going to be at 42% instead of 40, so it's a little bit more strength. To be honest with you, hopefully the brand's not watching, but if they are, I'll enjoy your sponsorship someday. I find Pusser's by itself, like sipping or just comparisons to other rums of the same kind of category as an island rum, even though this is more of a Navy rum, I find it to be a little off-putting, to be honest. It's kind of like drinking a Jamaican rum. Some of them can be very funky and bold. This just has a taste that I don't enjoy it just as a sipper. So there's that. And when you put it in a drink like this, it fits perfectly because the boldness does help cut through all the rest of the flavor. The beauty is you get a little bit of that slight little bit of potency, not much. Doesn't have any boozy taste. Orange and pineapple are like cheat codes for cocktails to begin with. Then you add like that sweetness of the coconut. It makes this drink very hard not to love. And it counts as a tiki drink. So for those people who, you're like, it's right at the Tiki Rock in Boston. If you're into tiki cocktails and you haven't had a painkiller, this is probably one of the more easy cocktails to make because it only has a couple juices in one rum. If you did have to substitute Pussers, you could try a Jamaican. It might be a little too funky, but try something that's an overproof rum. Probably aged 4+ years would be nice. If not, like as opposed to just a 2 or 3 year, like a light rum like Bacardi. You probably go with Bacardi Gold if you want, which isn't going to be that much older, but it has a little flavor to it. But for $2.30 a cocktail versus $17, oh, I did find another option. I'm doing my research for you guys. So if you want to, for $2.67 a beverage, it's a bigger beverage, you could go get yourself June Shine's Midnight Painkiller Kombucha. Never had it. I don't endorse any of that. I don't know what it tastes like, but I'm not a huge fan of kombucha. But the ingredients do map up. At least they don't talk about what the spirit is. It's probably just their alcohol or whatever they use to build the kombucha, the spirit itself. And then orange juice and pineapples and coconut. Like, that's the easiest thing. So don't know what, I've never had it, don't know what it tastes like, but it is only a little bit more expensive for a 6-pack of these, which I'm guessing are bigger bottles, so you're getting more for your dollar, probably not the same amount of alcohol, and probably doesn't taste nearly as inviting, good, delicious, and tasty as this. And I already have a lot of the ingredients, I'm good to go. So there you go, make yourself this cocktail, enjoy it with some friends. Have a tiki night where you guys go and explore some tiki, get yourself like a little tiki, I don't have it. Get yourself a tiki book. You could use the online, you could use recipe.awesomedrinks.com. I've got tiki drinks out there. And just explore some different tiki drinks, especially in August, July, summertime, hot Septembers. It's a great time to drink tiki, especially if you have a pool handy. There you go. We're teaching you how to drink.